weeks, we've been working on doing some closed guard stuff. Attacking, passing, sweeping, smitting, all sorts of fun and exciting things. As most of you know, I'm not a big sit in your guard, close it up, and stall type of guy. So now we're going to start working, now that we've kind of built that foundation underneath us, we're now going to work on opening up that guard, attacking more, sweeping more, and some of the things and positions you can go to. So I'm here with Patrick. Oh, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to decide on one of two grip sets. We're going to start today with just double cuff grip. You can go to an open guard with the collar and cuff grip, but for today's purposes, we're going to start cuff grip here. For you no-gi savages who do not show people properly with collars, wrist grips. Okay? So I'm here. All I'm going to do, shrimp my hips, drive both of my knees in between his elbows, put my feet on the hips, square my hips not perfectly flat, but cheating to one side. I'm always going to cheat to where my right hand is up a little bit. This is my dominant hand. So I'm here, cheating that little bit, feet on the hips, knees wide. This is an open guard. Variety of things we're going to be able to do from here, but we're just going to start getting here and then working on a sweep first. So I'm here, me and Pat are moving. I open my guard, get my feet in, get here. Great things are happening. All we're going to do is pick a side, any side. I'm going to switch to here. I'm going to pull his arm across, chop my leg low, kick over. Just a simple scissor sweep. So we're here, I'm going the other way. I'm here, this leg drops and hits the mat, and I'm scooping at that knee. This leg's kicking his shoulder, and I'm kicking him up and over, like I'm trying to kick him at Dewey. If I'm here, I'm trying to throw Pat at Dewey at this point. Chopping this leg under, and I'm pulling this arm across and kicking this one over, like I'm trying to turn the big wheel on a bus. That allows me to then come up into the mount position, uncivilized as needed from there. If you're doing just jiu-jitsu, choke 'em. If you're doing the uncivilized combat sports, Donkey Kong at that point. Questions on opening up to this open guard or just the basics of the scissor sweep? Nothing. A new guard and sweep. There we go. Smart kid. What's up?
Can you show me the scissor sweep again?
Yep, we'll walk right back through it. So I'm here. Boom, I'm here with Pat. Boom. I shrimp, get to one side. Big thing with this is, guys, I'm not laying flat with my hips on the mat here. I'm on my side, on my ribs here, opening up, keeping these legs wide to control the arms. Now, third question. I'm going to drop this leg down. As soon as I do that, I'm pulling this arm across. As soon as this arm comes across, I kick this leg over. Boom, come up on top. Then you slap Pat because he's mean to you. He's too smart. It says big words. Right.
So for that arm that's holding the arm that's going across, is it just holding it there or is it making an insert?
Just make sure I'm here. You on the right arm. I'm sweeping this way. This arm.
Yes.
Turning the wheels on the bus.
Okay.
So I'm saying that in a very specific way. Who's ever seen the big ass steering wheels on like a bus or a larger piece of machine? Yep. Turn the wheel. That's literally what we're doing here in the simplest explanation. I'm here. I'm turning the wheel under, turning the wheel up.
If you lose one of those arms, how realistic is it to try to...
If you lose, so
If you lose this one.
this one, he's gonna block it. This one, not ideal, can still make things happen, can still power through that. Ideal world, you have both, but as long as you don't lose the sweep side arm, you're okay.
That one that goes across, is he coming up towards the shoulder?
Chest. So for those of you who are smart enough to figure out where this series goes, watch this. I'm here, I sweep over, I'm pulling this up so that it's into my chest, so that way civilized people can go from open guard to arm barring them from top pretty quickly. No. Shut up, late. You don't get to ask questions.
Does it matter what type of grip you have, whether it's pistol grip or...
So, a couple grip options: cuff,
Pistol, the only thing you can't do is go inside of his gi, so a couple other options that people like here. I'm not a big fan of like the slack grip here. Some guys use it. They're probably better at jiu-jitsu than me, but it doesn't work when I do it. I'm gonna go pistol if he's got like a really baggy gi. So like Pat's gi, not a ton of play in it, like there's some, but when I cuff that, if Pat's wrist can move a little, that's great, but he can't like roll his hand out and do a whole lot to it. Where if I go here, that also tightens it up where Pat's wrist really can't move at all. He can wave at you, but that's it. That's why I like the pistol grip. Especially you get guys, white belt, especially who do judo, or like the big judo gis, and their sleeves are 3 times the size. Those guys you have to pistol grip just to get the cloth where you
So you zip it in with the gi?
Yeah, a little bit on degree, a little bit on preference. You know, not going to shame you for either one. Whatever feels right to you and is comfortable in your hand. Biggest thing is making sure you set a solid. The grip is not that is not a technical error, it's a tactical question for yourself.
The cadence on sweep, is it 1, 2, 3, or is it all at the same time?
1, 2, kind of a, we talk about how, you know, sometimes this is kind of a, as soon as we decide it's go time, you know, so I'm here with Pat. I've gotten to this point. To this point, open guard you can hang out in. This is somewhere I will sit and play, move around, do stuff. But the second I go, all that's happening, if not at the same time, very closely in succession. Other questions?
So you're stripping to the side. Is there ever a world where we can really lift
Yeah, not all of us can put our feet behind our head, do we? Some of us have to shrimp to move our hips because they don't work well. If you can do the full splits and just put your feet on his hips, good for you. Most of us aren't that guy.
So what Dewey's question was, can you just put your feet to the hips here?
Yes, the only thing you're going to run into is his arms being on the inside, which is going to cause him to start breaking. That's why I shrimp and drive my knees to the middle, so that I've won that middle space. I want to win that real estate because he's a lot weaker on the outside of my legs. Like if Pat tries to crunch my legs down and do all that, I'm a lot stronger here, I can stay here. But if Pat's on the inside, how good is your butterfly stretch? Because that's what he's trying to break here to get you to stop doing stuff.
Give me a knee.
Yeah, there's a lot more options where here I'm in his way for a lot of stuff. So that's why I'm going knees to the inside of the elbows. Other questions? Driller out.
All right, so I'm here with Patrick. Good things are happening. I've opened up. I've got to my open guard, right? Now, let's say I get here, good things are happening, but I try this initial sweep, and like in most things in life, we have to assume Pat doesn't start. I go, it doesn't work, and I get back to reset. So I'm here now, and I don't like what's happening. But I still want to sweep, or I want to get to top position. So once I get here, I'm going to pick a side again. I once again will keep my right hand up, because that's what I prefer. So I'm here, I'm going to keep my grips, but instead of scooping his knee, I'm going to put my foot right on the front of his kneecap. Then I'm going to kick start my milk head. As I do that, I'm going to drag his arm across and grab his tricep. Back up. I'm here, I kick as I'm dragging and pulling this across. As this happens, you're going to come up and around and take that. Just a little arm drag, back tip. So we're here, we're moving around. I try to sweep, it doesn't work. Okay. It's really rude of you to not just let me do the jiu-jitsu I want to do. So I'm here, I kick, pull to my hip pocket. As I'm doing that, I reach up and grab his tricep. That tricep comes up, I pull that here, and as I do that, my foot that was on the hip stomps in between his legs. That then allows me to do two very important things. My ear connects to the tag on the back of his shirt. My outside hand comes to his hip. That then allows me to post, drag, and start taking it back. Those two details are going to be what you guys mess up the absolute most after you figure out how to arm drag. Because a lot of you guys are going to get here, boom, and you're going to be like, oh, I want to look at the crowd and wave reps, like, hey, he does cool stuff.
And you're not going to control this hip and keep your head tight to his back. So when I get here, the second his arm comes past, I have to start connecting here. Because Pat doesn't suck at jiu-jitsu. That's why we had to go to our second move. He's going to start trying to counter and turn back into me. And that's going to stop him from being able to do that. So we're here, moving around, doing stuff. Try that first sweep, doesn't work. But I'm here, I kick that knee out, reach across, grab that tricep. As I grab that tricep, my foot stomps, and I come up. As I'm coming up, I'm keeping my head tight, working on that backpack drill we've worked from the back. Questions on this?
Better to come out on top or just
Hold on.
come
Start there.
down? Is it better to come out on top and have it ride your weight or bring it back to you?
Yes. Who answered that? So his question, just for clarity's sake. So when I get here, what he was asking, once I get here, I arm drag, I get to here. Is it better to post and come up and take the back? Or is it better to like drag him into your lap? And my smart ass answer is yes, those are both good options. Depends more on you and what you're trying to do. I'm gonna come up and make you carry me because I'm a dick. Carry my weight, it sucks to suck. 200 pounds of muscle steel and sex appeal right now. It's not my fault, it's yours for letting me good at jiu-jitsu. But if I'm, let's say it's versus a bigger guy, let's say it's, versus someone who's got really good back defense, any variety of options. I also like a lot of the time, I kick out, boom, I come here, I like to sit here. Especially if I'm going to choke more. If I'm going for arm bars, I like them in turtle. But if I'm going to choke, I like them in kind of that seated backpack. So it also depends on what I'm trying to do. Versus a 300-pound guy that I'm not arm barring anytime in this near future, I'm probably going to set him in my lap and try to choke. For someone my size smaller, I'm going to be more confident coming on top, controlling the position. Who's the next one? Yeah, so when I'm here, look at this. I'm here, I kick that out. As I'm dragging that out, I'm stomping this almost into like a butterfly. So like this leg, that inside leg's coming to a butterfly. Because we're also going to work what happens when you miss the back chain. Next. And for those of you who are thinking ahead, why would I set a butterfly hook, Dewey White? Why would I set this as a butterfly hook? Because you butterfly frequently miss. You have to do that. I'm just getting it to the mat and looking like it's a butterfly. Other questions? Yeah.
Is it more a preference or is right side better or worse? Would you go up there with that hip control when you grab belt?
Preference.
When you're pulling backwards?
Here's what you're going to run into. Early in a match, grab that belt. It's tied well. I've been demonstrating a couple different times. This is a little looser. My gi's come untucked a little bit. Maybe a little less to grab, maybe a little looser. So that's going to be more of a tactical, not a technical. I like grabbing the hip because it translates both gi and no gi. And implement, really. So I'm going to reach up and grab the hip and pull because that's gi and no gi. If you're playing predominantly in a gi or you prefer gi, that belt's right there, gets you a grip. Or one of my favorite grips is this little loop right here, just below that. There's always kind of just a little bit of fluff in the gi right there. That's a great grip spot. Regardless of what you're doing, that's just a good spot.
So no use just right up your arm.
Yeah, you're just cupping that hip and pulling. I'm literally like grabbing Pat's hip. He will tell you it's kind of, I'm not giving like the wiggle tickle there, but like I will grab his hip and pull. Remember, tickling's not illegal, it's from. And it is not in any rule book. Look, I'm telling you right now, I've done it. Be as shitty as you want. It works. So I'm here. I kick the knee out, drag the arm across, grab that tricep, or if you're playing pajamas, you can grab that little patch of gi that his armpit sits in. My foot goes from the hip to on the mat. I use that to sit myself up, grab his hip. I can either circle and pull him down, or take him top. Make sense? Remember, biggest thing is once you get that arm drag past, connect that head to the back of his neck, get that hip, and then take the back. Any other questions on this?
So you are pushing that foot.
Yes, like when I'm taking the back and I'm here, the reason I'm putting this foot in between is so that then I have one hook in already. So now I'm here, Pat's gonna naturally start extending, now I can work to get that foot.
And you're gonna post your hand.
Yes, my hand switches from here. If you're athletic enough, you can just post and come up on the back. Post to this, come up, take the back. Other questions? Yes, Miss Schubert?
Weird. I don't like that.
It felt weird, didn't it?
Can you show it one more time, like real time, all the way through?
Kind of more of a game speed type
Yeah.
motion. Okay. So I'm here with Pat. Boom, we're here working. I get to the open guard. Good things are happening. I'm keeping Pat off balance. Hey, good there. That didn't work. So boom, I'm here. Especially you catch someone off balance with that forward motion, that knee, kicking that knee out will flip them into your lap.
So just constantly rocking them.
Yeah, because when I'm here, guys, don't think when you get to open guard, you get to just be like, hey, this is perfect. I'm calm, and this is just great. When I'm here, I'm naturally push-pull. Rocking hip to hip, keeping Pat off balance. Because that's going to help me set up most of what I'm trying to do. That's what sets up 90% of this, not the keeping of the knee. It's that hip rocking, that motion that you got to grab.
For finishing the choke, you want to be sitting up.
Yes, I would rather be in a seated backpack position than on top.
So you don't care about weak side, strong side, all that.
Couldn't care less about it. Here's why. What he's asking is, when I'm here, why I prefer to be sitting here. When he's face down, I can't move my hands. So like if I'm doing my leg riding right, he's flat on his face. You'll hear me yell chicken on a skewer. I'm stretching him out, flattening him out, which then gets my hands on the mat. The reason I like to be here is because I'm not going to hit it the first time. Like, very few people are going to let you just scoop this. But I will absolutely get it on that second, third, fifth, whatever it happens to be. But I will hunt that choke until you are done. To finish. I don't care if you switch. A lot of people, oh, I can go over to this side. That's great. I can finish from the squeeze side. It doesn't matter at that point. If you can get good enough on the back to hold regardless what he's doing, I prefer the seat. And I can also armbar from there. I just prefer to go from the top. And there are other uncivilized things you can do, like the flying Pegasus and others. Most of you don't have that in your sense. So. Flying Pegasus? Yeah. So we're here. We're working. I'm trying to choke Pat right. And I get to here. All we're going to do, I'm going to pull his elbows back, punch his head forward. Jesus. Yeah. Called flying Pegasus. It is a neck crank double shoulder lock. None of you can do it legally except me, so don't try that. The next person up for that's Mahu, and Mahu's too polite of a person to do that. That is a neck crank with 2 shoulder locks. Because enemies. I need more enemies. Alright. Drill this out. 1, 2. So I'm here with Patrick. Good things are happening in life. But I get here. Boom. I shrimp. We move. So let's say I kick this leg out. And as I kick this leg out, I go to sit up. Pat doesn't suck at jiu-jitsu. So he gets his leg back, starts to sit. What do we do? Our hand that was on the hip or on the belt is going to stay there. Our arm that's on the tricep also stays. Our leg that was more posted on the mat, I'm now going to start to scoop him like a butterfly hook. So I'm here, this leg starts to scoop more. All I'm going to do, my outside foot's going to post. I scoop my hips under, roll, and take a tap this way. So I'm here with Pat. Boom, we're here. I arm drag from here, he starts to count, like everyone's gonna do. I grab that belt, pants, hip, whatever you can get on the opposite side of your hand. Get something over there. I'm gonna post, scoop my hips under, and load Pat on top of this butterfly. All of Pat's weight is here and on this shoulder. I'm gonna pull the shoulder across, scoop butterfly over. Sweep. Just a simple butterfly sweep. You're just scooping him. You gotta re-scoop underneath. That'll be the hardest point for all of you. You'll be like, I'm in enough, right? No, you have to scoop and pull him under you, on top of you, to load him properly for this work. So I'm here with Pat. Good things are happening. Boom, my sweep starts to come up. It doesn't work. I'm going to scoop and load. Once you get here, couple options. You can force him to his belly, take the back. You can force him to the back, take the mount. You can go the bead mount if you prefer that. Scoop your foot under, start bead mounting. Or I like this half back attack if you're doing MMA things because violence. Donkey Kong at that point in the great game. Questions on this?
Nogi, are you allowed to grab that?
Nope, you cannot. So the Nogi rule is very specific. I can use my clothing defensively, not offensively. So what that means is, if you're arm barring me, I can grab my own shirt. I can grab my own pants. But I cannot use like a collar choke out of fights. The way it's worded. So you can use your clothes defensively. But like if he's arm barring me, I can't grab his shirt. Weird distinction, probably for the best, but just what it is. Other questions on this? So I'm here. Boom, I kick him over. Here. Now, this arm, I'm trying to like full start him. This arm, I'm just keeping his elbows trapped here, pulling him across.
Are you scooting under him a little bit as you do that?
Louder because they're fucking.
Are you scooting under him as you do that, or are you just pulling him on top?
I'm scooting underneath him. So, in certain things in life, we move them, and other things we move us. In this one, I'm moving him. I'm scooting under him and loading him on top. Other questions on this? Uno más? Alright.
I believe that says
I did it, right? I'm bilingual.
Culture is gentlemen. I can almost order in Spanish, and that'll sound like a total. So I'm here, kick, drag, here. Boom. As soon as he starts to sit his weight and start to counter, I post, scoop him on top of me, pull, sweep across. Then once you get here, you hook the leg, roll, leg lock. Don't do that. So you did berimbolo roll, hit the ankle lock with that.